Hallo meine Freunde und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play the Outer Worlds hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Im letzten Part, meine Freunde, haben wir... Achso, die sind alle immer noch hier zugange. Haben wir den Leuten hier ihr Lama gefunden und ihr Paket. Und jetzt begeben wir uns aufs Schiff und übergeben tatsächlich das Tagebuch an die Alte. Und dann schauen wir mal, was auf uns zukommt. Ich habe jetzt schon alles abgeschlossen, weil ich davon ausgegangen bin, dass die Hauptmission beendet ist. Denn hier, gib dir mal, wie viel Munition wir halt einfach schwer haben. Das ist gut. Energie ist richtig gut. Also fürs Finale sind wir gewappnet. Vielleicht kriegen wir auch direkt einen neuen Auftrag. Dann habe ich gar nicht gedacht. Aber ich bin jetzt davon ausgegangen, wenn wir uns im Flieger setzen und das Tagebuch übergeben, werden wir die Wahrheit herausfinden, wa? So.
We are receiving an incoming signal, Captain.
Ah, ja, von dem einen Depp. Achso, von ihr.
I see you've made some headway on Gorgon. Mother's old work terminal just lit up with a bunch of new protocols. Very exciting. What about Mother's journal? Any progress there?
Fangen wir erstmal hier an, oder?
No reason. What terminal? Who said anything about terminals?
Die will einfach,
Can you
aber...
hear me, Captain? I'm getting some interference on my end. Captain. Captain!
Mensch. Schade, ich hätte sie überzeugen sollen, aber... Naja. Rauschen.
I must admit, you've surprised me. I threw nearly everything I had at you,
Okay.
and you overcame it all. Well spotted, Captain. We've both played our roles well, but it seems you've got the edge. I may have gravely underestimated you. You were smart to hire him, Wilhelmina. Well done.
Mother! You're alive! And still on
Überraschung.
Gorgon?
Damit habe ich jetzt aber auch nicht gerechnet, ehrlich gesagt.
This is so you, Mother. Inserting yourself where you aren't needed and at the worst possible time.
Am I disrupting your vanity project, you empty-headed little twit?
Have you come back just to ruin everything again, Mother? At least this time I have the power to stop you.
Captain, this is a distraction. Let's set our differences aside and focus on what matters. Adrena time must never be revived.
Da bin ich eigentlich komplett auf ihrer Seite, ne? Verdammt richtig. Okay. Verdammt richtig, es hat Plünderer geschaffen.
Adrena time didn't create marauders. Mismanagement did. By now, you realize that Project Gorgon was devoted to a single drug, Adrena time. A drug that hit the market in spite of calamitous side effects. Quite right. There's no end to the harm a poorly run team can do, even with the best of intentions. The project was a colossal failure, but you and I are going to revive it from the ashes.
Never.
What you've seen is the result of Mother's leadership. I have no intention of repeating her mistakes. Mother's journal contains the activation codes for the adrenotime synthesizer, the key to a new Project Gorgon. We're going to start again, and this time with everything Project Gorgon didn't have. Better R&D, better scientists, clear goals, more funding, and a timeline that makes sense. You have every reason to doubt me. But if you have a shred of hope for a better colony, consider what adrenotime could do for us. If I can improve the chemistry, I can fix adrenotime. We can put this colony back on track together.
Ich glaube, sie kann mich am Arsch lecken, oder?
Finally, a sensible question. I am the head of Project Gorgon, its grand mastermind. I created adrenotime because I believed, arrogantly, foolishly, that I could uplift the common man through chemistry. I failed. Now, my daughter wants to take up my mantle. Don't be absurd. Minnie is a bright enough girl, but she's weak, flighty. She'd abandon the project at the first minor setback. My work has already destroyed countless lives.
Eben.
We can't let her do so again out of pride and sentiment.
What about my life, Mother? The Ambrose name has no dignity anymore. I can't even show my face around Byzantium without being the gossip of the town.
Aha.
My reputation is a weapon, one that I can wield against those who squandered their one chance to save the colony. Every day, workers slump over from exhaustion. The gears of industry swallow them whole, and no one is coming to help. Adrenotime is the break we can't fit into the schedule. The office with a window we can't afford to build. It's the best this rotten colony can do for people. It's a bandage, not a cure. Halcyon is wounded, and I will do everything in my power to stop the bleeding.
Don't let those bloodless leeches at Spacer's Choice walk you down this perilous path, Wilhelmina. You haven't the fortitude to endure it.
As usual, Mother projects her failures onto me. If she had let me get involved from the start, we might have avoided this calamity altogether. I'd have trusted my team rather than sabotage their efforts. And I wouldn't have stolen their glory when they were on the verge of success.
You don't know what you're talking about. I did everything to support my team. It was Spacer's Choice who betrayed them. But you're nothing more than an empty-headed little social climber. Of course you can't understand.
You see what I mean? Mother is afraid of being outdone by her empty-headed daughter, and she'll do anything to stop me. If I can save the colony and redeem the Ambrose family name, I owe it to myself to try. Mother be damned. Social engineering takes generations, and we don't have the luxury of time. We need to mainline progress into Halcyon's bloodstream. You've seen more of this colony than the average grunt. You know as well as I do that this is a question of survival. With Adrena time, we can increase worker productivity orders of magnitude above ordinary stems and risk none of the harmful side effects. Imagine if we flooded the market with drugs that actually helped people. We could influence the very business model of Spacer's Choice.
Ich höre, genau, die ganze Zeit nur meinen Namen reinwaschen und ein neues Businessmodell und hast du nicht gesehen.
We won't be exploiting workers any longer.
Ja,
We'll be
ja, komm.
celebrating them, giving them everything they need to succeed.
No, this is madness. The project, the complex, it has to be destroyed. Razed to the ground. It's the only way.
I need that facility online, but I can't do it while Mother's still a problem. By now, she'll have shut down the Gorgon reactor. Deal with her however it suits you, and get that facility back up and running.
Don't do this, Wilhelmina. Minnie, don't make this choice.
Adrena time is our future. It's bigger than money, bigger than family. It's the colony's best hope.
Return to my family's manor, Captain. Use the executive override code in my journal to activate the NDA protocol for my terminal. It will destroy the Gorgon drug synthesizer and put an end to Adrena time for good. One last thing. Minnie, she will try to force you to fight her. You don't have to. In fact, I would ask you not to. Whatever mistakes she might make, she is still my daughter.
Captain, in light of recent events, I'm putting the manor under lockdown. Until Mother is dealt with, anyone who lands here is presumed hostile. Finish the job. I know you won't disappoint me.
So, also ich bin mir sicher, was wir tun. Wir schulden den beiden gar nichts, wie ich zum Schluss gesagt habe. Ich entscheide aus eigener Überzeugung. Wir werden die Droge vernichten. Ellie, ich regel das alleine. Beruhige du dich mal. Also, beruhige dich, Bruder. Beruhige dich. Nein, chill ein bisschen hier. Trink dir was. Das ist mein Kampf, den ich jetzt hier kämpfe. So. Nochmal kurz gucken. Ja, das machen wir. Ist das hier... Ist das jetzt richtig hier? Hier zerstören wir das Ding, ne?
I keep my promises, Captain. Do you know the funny thing about
Wen unterstützen wir denn jetzt hier gerade? J. Wir sind richtig hier, ne?
They exist in a nearly infinite supply, even out-of-work tossball players. You enjoy my latest delivery.
Wo sind wir denn jetzt hier? Okay, warum kann ich nicht rennen? Ach, ich bin hoffnungslos überladen, ne? Pass auf, wir machen das mal anders. Ich nehme doch nochmal Unterstützung mit. Weil ich nämlich hoffnungslos überladen bin. Und ich würde sagen, diese Einzelkämpfer machen ist sowieso scheiße. Ich nehme Ellie mit, ich nehme Felix mit. Ja, Ellie und Felix. Und dann gucken wir mal nochmal ganz genau. Ich bin doch jetzt auf dem richtigen Dampfer, ne? Wir wollen... Jetzt hier drauf gehen würde. Der Amboss-Kreuzweg. Das ist doch hier die Fabrik und da zerstören wir doch die Scheiße, ne? J. Optional. Begib dich zum Anwesen. Wo ist denn das Anwesen? Pass auf. Wo ist das Anwesen?
Our intrepid heroes stepped foot on Gorgon, and in the distance...
Oder ist das Anwesen, hier. Genau, sie will mich ja in eine... Pass auf, das wäre nämlich falsch gewesen. Siehst du? Pass auf. Das ist das Anwesen, ne? Wenn ich das richtig sehe.
We'll be here, Captain.
Guck mal, dann brauchen wir auch die beiden nicht mitnehmen. Dann habe ich mich gerade fast einen Fehler gemacht. Aber dann sind wir überladen, dann nehmen wir die beiden mit. Wenn für die Crew. So. Begib dich, ja, ist richtig, glaube ich. Okay. Kommt, Jungs. Keine Zeit jetzt hier.
Be careful. Looks like Minnie activated security around the banner.
I don't think we're getting a warm welcome this time.
So, Leute, kommt. Natürlich muss ich gegen Roboter kämpfen. Gegen was auch sonst. Scheiße! Warum zieht das denn alles nicht bei Robotern, was ich habe? Mir hilft ja alles nichts außer das hier, wa? Das alles ist Scheiß, ne? Ach Mensch. Ei. Die fressen halt ohne Ende, ne? Ach, leck mich am Arsch. Warum sind denn alle leer jetzt? Oh, so. So viel zum Thema haben wir jetzt nur. Ja, wir haben sogar nicht mehr so viel Waffen wie schwere auch, ne? Ist falsch. So. Ich will ohne den Kampf ausgehen, ne? Ja, es ist ja alles mega interessant, so. Jetzt? Was ich jetzt machen? Nee, hier rein. Ich dachte schon. Na, hier richtig, ne? Ich werde versuchen, nicht mit ihr zu kämpfen. Hoppala. Ich werde versuchen, nicht mit ihr zu kämpfen.
I'll admit, I was expecting a wine cellar.
Does every secret lab in this colony smell the same way? Let's take him down!
Ach, leck mich am Arsch. Och Mensch.
Ellie, hold on!
tot.
He's hit! Everyone all right?
Ja, guck mal, haben wir ganz gut gelöst. Nicht super, aber ganz gut. Ich brauche Waffen, die irgendwie hier auf schwere Munition gehen, bitte. Wie viel Schaden macht die? Ja, komm, besser als gar nichts. So. Zeit. Die Munition können wir auch noch mitnehmen. Ja, für die Kollegen tut es mir leid.
Didn't even get our hands dirty.
Also mal gucken wir hier.
Their mistake.
Somebody help Ellie!
Ah, ich sehe schon, die hätten wir vorher nehmen sollen. Die ziehen gut bei Roboter-Einheiten.
Everyone all right?
Didn't I warn you not to set foot in here until the job was done? You should have listened to my advice. There's nothing to discuss. I can fix Adrena time without you, and certainly without Mother. You wasted your time coming here, and worse, you wasted mine. But I won't let anything stand in the way of progress. You surprise me, Captain. Once we fix the chemistry of Adrena time, the Marauder problem will simply take care of itself. The days of the old Adrena time are numbered, and Marauders are bound for extinction. Insane people addicted to drugs are Mother's problem. Am I to be held accountable for her mess? Besides, Mother is determined to ruin everything she touches. First Adrena time, then our family, and now my ambition.
Verdammt,
Stand down? I think not, Captain.
Och nein.
People want to buy clean drugs, and I want to sell them. Under my leadership, Adrena time will live up to its promise, unlike certain mothers.
Wir haben keine Möglichkeit.
Farewell, Captain. If it wasn't already obvious, you're fired.
System.
Let's dance!
Scheiße!
Get up!
Scheißendreck!
Run!
Ich glaub's nicht. Ich bin gestorben, da bin ich ja lange nicht mehr. Nochmal von 9, ne?
Run! Let's dance! Oh no! Ellie!
Ach! Da ist sie leider schon tot. Ich habe alles in meiner Macht Stehende versucht, die Sache friedlich zu lösen. Alter, nein! Von wo kommen denn die Scheißschüsse? Rest in peace. Du wolltest es nicht anders. Komm raus da! Boah, gehen die mir auf den Sack! Die sind jetzt auch nicht schwer, die Pissteile. Die sind einfach nur scheiße. Jetzt kommt die andere Seite dran, weil die... Oh. Geschafft. Du wolltest es nicht anders. Wilhelmina. Ich hab's versucht, nicht drauf ankommen zu lassen. Da muss ich mich bei deiner Mutter entschuldigen. Guck mal, das finde ich ein bisschen scheiße. Oder nicht? Habe ich jetzt auch die gekillt, die auf dem auf Gorgon noch lebten? Ich hoffe doch nicht.
You've finished it, Captain. You've put Gorgon down once and for all. I only wish that Minnie had seen reason. The good we could have done together. Join me for a toast in the drawing room. I do believe you're due a reward.
Is it just me, or does this feel like a trap to anybody else?
Hand to law, Captain. I mean you no harm. Your reasons are your own. I understand. Nonetheless, I owe you my thanks. Let me offer them to you in person. I'll have a drink waiting.
Hier hoch oder was? Meinst du, wir haben uns richtig entschieden, Leute? Ich hoffe doch. Oder habe ich meinen zweiten großen Fehler in dieser Game-Geschichte gemacht? Wo bin ich denn hier? Boah, Bruder, erschreck mich doch nicht so. Na, hat er auch etwas Wichtiges versteckt? Nö. Ja, war klar. Genau das wollte ich. Basilistische Klinge. Nehmen wir mal mit.
This unit is under construction.
Jetzt muss ich wieder rein. Ich hoffe, Gorgon lebt da. Also wie gesagt, ne, dass der Planet Gorgon jetzt nicht im Arsch ist, die ganzen Menschen, die da sind. Da hätte ich ehrlich gesagt nicht gerechnet. Mal gespannt, woraus jetzt hinausläuft, ob wir die falsche Entscheidung getroffen haben.
Captain, I believe a celebration is in order. The Gorgon project is dead, and we are not.
Deine Tochter ist tot.
To Gorgon and the grave it now rests in. May the Colossus of Adrenatime never again rise from that dark pit. It's funny. When Spacer's Choice released Adrenatime to the public and began the Marauder crisis, and I sabotaged all the Gorgon facilities, I thought that was the end for me. Then you came along and changed everything. I find myself at loose ends now, Captain. What happens next? I'll gladly humor one or two for the executioner of Gorgon. Before I explain, there's a critical detail you must understand. Halcyon is in the midst of a slow-moving crisis, one that will not improve on its own. The board knows this, but they're not lifting a finger to address it. In the absence of their leadership, I thought I could bridge the gap. So I tried to create a drug to expand our workers' minds and improve their bodies, help them work harder, longer, and smarter. With everyone at their best, I thought the colony might be able to innovate itself out of this hole. Who's going to make them do it? You? The board? Sorry to disappoint, but very few of those asses in Byzantium are worth more than the cushy chairs they sit in. They'd rather parade their canids and freeze themselves in the name of vanity. They're a lost cause. If Spacer's Choice had given me time to perfect Adrena time, I know I could have done it. My drug could have saved Halcyon. Don't presume to know what I have and have not tried to do to help Halcyon, Captain. Though that isn't to say I couldn't have tried harder or enlisted my peers' help. You're right about that. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss before I bid you farewell? Children do not remain so forever. She grew up, and we grew apart. I could have tried harder to reach her, to support her. I know. But I confess, I always found my work more engaging than child-rearing. And Minnie and I had so little in common. In the end, my distance seemed a blessing. Undoubtedly. Though I'm the worst of us, I promise you. She got her worst traits from me. What else might I answer for you before you go, Captain? I certainly did. Spacer's Choice's negligence sent Halcyon into a tailspin, and they refused to pull Adrena time from the market to stop it. They forced my hand. I ended the project the only way I could, by destroying everything. I began by shredding all of the personnel files in the Office of Creative Incubation. Clarence was so alarmed by my barbarism, he forgot to call the corporate guard. All his precious numbers and all their precious rows. I should have set fire to them. I released the test subjects from human inquiry and auditing. The ghastly things we did to those people. Marion was screaming, I think. Though by this point, my memory's hazy. Everything had gone a bit red. My blood was up, you know. If anyone had dared to stop me, I would have snapped them in two. Compound harvesting, enrichment, and molecularization. My second home. Well, my first home, really. Jasper had been doing some personal work there after hours. Something about primals and mirror neurons. I set the primals free. They tore through the lab like it was made of wet toilet paper. I know. I remember. I wasn't myself by then. Grief and horror had taken me to a dark place. Anyway, that's how it happened. Gorgon's first fall. It's not a pretty tale, but the truth rarely is. I had faith a strapping hero would come along someday and do it for me. I'm joking, obviously. You were a bolt from the blue. Or the black, as it were. Two reasons, actually. I couldn't bear to kill so many of my staff, even though our work killed exponentially more colonists. I didn't want to give up on my research, even after all it had cost us. In those early days of the Marauder epidemic, I still believed I could fix Adrena time. As time went on, I became convinced I could cure the Marauders. But once again, Spacer's Choice has forced my hand. This time through my daughter, And I have to let that dream die too. Down there, on Gorgon. I was obsessed with the notion that I might find a cure for the Marauders, that I could right the tremendous wrong we'd done to them. I think I was a little mad. Perhaps I still am. I wanted to do it all on my own, to fix everything myself. But the problem of the Marauders was too complex for me to solve. And with Gorgon gone, it will remain that way. Not for lack of trying. I had some close calls in the early years. But Marauders aren't especially observant. Easy enough to tiptoe past with practice.
Ich habe das Bedürfnis, ihr eine Kugel in den Kopf zu jagen.
Of course. Anything else? Or shall I let you see yourself out? The satisfaction of a job well done isn't enough for you? I'm only joking, of course. Please take this, with my thanks. It's not much, but you deserve recognition for your efforts. I know your crew played no small part in this as well. Thank you.
Really? No more prepare to die, little weasel?
We didn't do this for you, but for what it's worth, you're welcome.
Halcyon owes you both a tremendous debt. You're right. I can never repay you for your efforts here. I only hope the law honors you accordingly. Well, it's time we stop looking back and turn our eyes to the stars. Where will the future lead you, Captain? Plan for nothing and you'll never fail. Expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed. Believe me, I'm beginning to see the appeal. In any case, I do believe this is the end. Law willing, Adrena time is dead for good, and the Marauders will die out with it. Goodbye, Captain, and thank you again. May the stellar wind be ever at your back.
Wie gesagt, ich habe das Bedürfnis, ihr in den Kopf zu schießen, aber ich könnte mir vorstellen, es ist Strafe genug für sie, allein in diesem Anwesen zu verrotten. Meine Freunde, das war das Peril und Gorgon DLC von The Outer Worlds hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Im nächsten Part machen wir uns wieder an die Hauptmission und ja, zum Ende des Spiels würde ich sagen. Ich hoffe, dieser Exkurs in diesen DLC hat euch gefallen. Ich hoffe, das Let's Play gefällt euch. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst auf jeden Fall einen Daumen da, teilt dieses Video, damit ich Aufmerksamkeit und Reichweite generieren kann. Und ja, lasst einen Kommentar bei. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn wir uns weiterhin sehen hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Schaut auf meinem Kanal vorbei, da gibt es jede Menge andere interessante Videos zum Thema Videospiele und Let's Plays. Und schon bald wird es hier weitergehen mit Let's Play The Outer Worlds hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Nächstes Mal dann auf Tatanos, wenn wir die letzte Mission abschließen. Bis dahin, tschüssikowski!